Okay, at the end of the previous video, I was driving around in this thing, and I did do some redesigning in order to make it functional. The main thing is I went solid. The rotors, because of the way they change things, as well as the way pistons change things, it turned each one of these legs, I'll call them, into individual ships. And there is no way for you to control from one cockpit to another ship without a remote control. And I tried putting remote controls on each of these legs, and they would work individually, but not as a group. So that kind of sucked. I can't understand why you can have connectivity for power, and if you're using an advanced rotor, for things to flow through the rotor and not be able to command the wheels. But that's the way it is right now. I hope that that gets changed or fixed or whatever it is that needs to be done, because the main reason why I wanted to make this vehicle raise and lower with these rotors, brain lock there, was so that I could connect the connector to just a normal connector that's down on a landing pad, or I could raise it up to go over obstacles like those rocks down there, or if I've full up on all kinds of cargo, I could lower the vehicle down so the center of mass is lower to the ground and less likely to flip over. But no, that's not going to happen. At least not for now. So the redesigning, I actually am glad I went with the 5x5 wheels, because it looks much better. I thought they would be too big, but it actually is a perfect size for this. I put 4 small 1x1 cargo containers, 2 on each side, that are just completely separate, but right now they house repair components for this vehicle. I kind of cleaned up and built up the body a little bit to give it a more solid look to it. I moved, relocated the pistons, and I put some blast door blocks on there to give it that last little bit of oomph to get it up off the ground. Let's see. I did end up putting 2 batteries on, because I felt that I need to have an oxygen tank on as well, so that the oxygen tank would replenish my actual oxygen tank, and the oxygen generator would replenish the hydrogen tank that I would have on me. And then also I rotated the oxygen tank around so that it connects to the cockpit. Well, I'm sorry, I take that back. I used one of Sage's adapters. You can barely see that. I don't know if you can see the crease in the shade or not, but he has an adapter. Yeah, there you go. You can see the color difference. There's an adapter that goes between the cockpit and whatever else, and that made it so that the oxygen generator connected to the cockpit. So now I can get oxygen in the cockpit. I can take my helmet off. It's just like any other cockpit. I moved the reactors back here. I put another rotor back here, and this I would use as a hitch for any future trailer that I may create. And basically it would be, I would have the rotor part on the trailer, pull it up, and then attach, and then it becomes a pivoting hitch. Let's see, what else? Other than that, I mean, really, it's the same vehicle. Oh, I forgot to show you this too. I did add in 4 LCDs, and there are 4 timer blocks down here. The terminals, or I mean the programmable blocks, 2 on each side, right there. And I went to a single ore detector as well. I think that the idea of having multiple ore detectors improving your accuracy is probably just a bunch of BS. So in here, pull my helmet off. As you can see, oxygen is high, my helmet is off. So I set up the 2 displays on each side with some information. I have M-Masters configurable LCDs working on the 2 green LCDs. This one over here is mainly all the power stuff, the reactors, the batteries. I think I need to put the solar panels on there too, just for the fun of it. I'll get rid of some of those names. And then the power time. I'm using a True North script that the creator that person's name will be up in the corner there. And I'm using that, I put that on both of the forward monitors just so no matter which way I look, I can see what my pitch roll and heading is. I wish I could see the speed on there as well, but I mean, it's just supposed to be a compass. I did try to put these displays in a way that I could look at up here, but then it made the buggy look insect-like and just ridiculous, and yeah, I don't want to do that. I like having a nice clear view around. And then this green display just showing what the cargo space is and the oxygen tank level. So other than that, I mean, that's what I did. Let's go for an outside view here. It's I mean, it's basically exactly the same as what I built. Just a few tweaks, and then just the realization that the rotors were not going to work this time around. And I like it. I like the way it looks. I wish it functioned 100% the way I wanted it to, but hey, sometimes you just got to make some compromises. So now, I'll take you back to the base. So I want to show you something. There we go. So I'll put my helmet back on. Jump out. I know most people will probably say, you don't need a buggy, just fly everywhere. But that's part of the adventure, though. I mean, yeah, everyone flies. Everyone flies. It's easy to get a flying craft going. And I have a little journey that I want to take with this. So we'll see what happens. But I have been at work a little bit with the base. You can see a little bit there. Removed all the lights, moved them down onto rotors and positioned them so that they illuminate the inside of the pit here very well. So, don't make me die. So you already know about the module behind me and everything that I did to that. But what you don't know is all the other stuff that I've been doing in between, trying to recover between failed recordings and corrupted data and all that happy stuff. So let me show you around what I've done so far. I guess I'll call this the storage module. It's going to have 2 large cargo containers, 2 hydrogen tanks, and right now 4 oxygen tanks. Each of them, I went ahead and I put a conveyor block right in the center where they get their connection from. And this one I only did did one, and then they're looped by conveyors up there. When I do put the piping under the floor, then I can connect those up, and then they'll be part of the system. Over here is the habitat module, or command module. And it's basically identical to that one. Except right now it's all empty. I did start mining this out in order to make room for the blocks and the vent and all the stuff back here, but I figured, hey, that's why you guys watch, so I'll wait to do that later on. Then the next thing over here, scrap metal there. Things falling apart. And then we have the hangar. The floors are all heavy armor blocks, except for the very edges. I'm going to leave all that truss work just like that. Not going to finish it off. This is where the elevator is going to be. And that will go up through that deposit of nickel. Maybe graze a little bit of that iron right there. And the way I plan on doing that is using the same pistons that I am going to put in place for the elevator. So I've got these guys in place here, so I can use them to gauge how far down I need to go. So I was thinking that maybe that would be the thing to do now. I built the rover. I want to have a place to park it, so I might as well start building this stuff. So I'm going to need. I've still got to weld all those things up too. I need to weld those up. So let me see, what kind of supplies do I have? There's a lot of stuff in there that I could use. Why is that stone in there? Let me make sure there's no other stone. Okay. There we go. So now what I want to do is gather the supplies that I need. To possibly finish these conveyor tubes. Been having some issues with my hop-hog crashing for no reason, no apparent reason. So I am definitely anxious to get the new gaming machine going so that at least the graphics issues, I think, that are being caused by using both HDMI and DisplayPort will be resolved. Alright, get out of the hole. Officially don't need any more steel plates for those. Actually, it looks dark out when it's really not, the way the shading goes. And of course I have all the lighting on in here and the lights on my helmet. Okay, so what needs to happen is there is going to be 2 pistons on each side. See, can I see my... Well, I don't want to see it that way. Nope. Fine. Of course I can't pick that stuff up. Okay. All right. Maybe I need to do this evenly across just for all the connections that are going to happen. I'm trying to do this very methodically. Alright, so there we go. I'm trying to change toolbars, but I can't. If I go to this view, I still can't. I go to F8, now I can. And if I go back, aha! I wonder why that is. Okay, so that would be 1 piston. That's 1 piston. Because it's that time of year, let's go ahead and throw in some green. All right. might have lucked out and got it to the right depth on one side. Okay. So then there's 2 pistons. Of course, I can't do that because of these guys. Alright, well, the easiest way to get rid of so let me I'll just go ahead and, oop, just hitting stuff. I will just send this to the sorter where it should go. But I think because the refineries are between this connector and the sorter, that's why though the stone goes into the refinery instead. Okay, so there's the room for the 2 pistons. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 2 conveyor blocks there. I'm going to basically mirror what I have up there. I'll have a conveyor block, a conveyor tube, a conveyor block, a conveyor tube, a conveyor block. I think that will work out just fine. Excellent. one construction component. All right, so next. Actually, haha. So now by doing that, I can take away any of these guys needed steel plates. They won't need it now. Oh. Ah. So, construction components, construction components, construction components. Okay. What the hell? They're missing their tops. What the heck's that all about? Huh. I guess it's too tight. Let's see how that works. Haha. Okay. Okay, so I just gotta remember to oops.